Now, this third example, I'm going to give to the rich men. And it's very important for me to do this because, see, rich men believe that because they have money, they can do what they want to do, but they don't understand that their leadership is ultimately what matters. It's not the money. See, a man is worth more than his money, you guys. You got to remember that. His money, that's good. But his leadership, that is why we are taking out of the home, because of the leadership, because of accountability, emotional stability, and discipline. And that breeds a healthy society of children. So we're going to go to King Solomon. Now, King Solomon, that's 1 Kings 11:4. Before he actually became king, what you need to know is that God asked Solomon, "What do you want?" And Solomon said, "I want wisdom." And God said, because you asked for wisdom and not might and power and this, that, and the other, and money, he says, I'm going to give you everything else. So Solomon, he was one of the richest men in the Bible. And what happened is Solomon got so rich and so influenced that people from other nations started bringing him women. And he started taking on these women as wives. And he had 700 wives and 300 concubines. To make a long story short, what happened is he had so many wives that he was worshiping all of their idols. And so the Bible said that because your heart has left me by virtue of your wives, and this is what the Bible says, you read it. It says, because your heart has left me by virtue of your wives, I will take the kingdom from you. King Solomon's heart left the Lord because of his polygamous relationships with the wives. And it's interesting that he also lost his kingdom because, see, in the United States, we used to be a patriarchal system, patriarchy. Now it's more matriarchy. It caters more so to women, and women are basically leading out in education and a lot of other things. So because of our leadership, men, we have to understand that we have also lost our kingdom, that we're not even leading out in society right now because of our choices. All right, so that's that. Now I'm going to go to the research because I know some of you are saying, okay, yeah, that's the Bible. I don't really believe in the Bible. You know, it's fake news. Okay, so what I've done is I've compiled a little bit of research. And so I'm going to read some of this stuff to you. And remember the stuff that I told you, because these guys did not see their children again. And this is the beginning right here of fatherless homes. Ishmael didn't have a father. He left. Joseph, he left at 17 because he was thrown into a pit and thrown into slavery. That's another fatherless home. And then imagine, Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines. That right there is fatherless homes again. How is he going to actually manage all those boys? He can't. All right, so you don't believe the Bible? All right, so maybe we'll do some research. Now, this one is taken from BMC Psychology. Stressful life experience of the first married women in polygamous families. This research article says this, and it was done in 2022? This research article says polygamous marriages are more likely than monogamous marriages to be torn by spousal conflict, tension, and jealousy. In particular, the stress of polygamous family life predisposes mothers and children to psychological problems. So now here's the research. However, the mother's distress has implications for her children, because it can diminish the level of caring, supervision, and involvement. Some distressed mothers can become withdrawn, depressed, and even hostile towards their children. So polygamy doesn't help with the attitude of the mother towards the children. The findings reveal that a significant and increasing prevalence of psychological problems in women. The most prevalent mental problems are these women with somatization, interpersonal sensitivity, depression, anxiety, and hostility. All right, this is research here. It should be noted that research serves as a voice for women in polygamous marriages and raises the question to the mental health of women where polygamy is practiced. So polygamy actually causes and has something to do with, or has a correlation to mental illness. I mean, and you guys are seeing this all over the place, especially with all these different genders and this, that, and the other. We're talking about mental illnesses now from the lack of a father in a home. All right, the next article we have here is psychological impact. This is BMC Pregnancy and Childbirth on polygamy, guys. This is not even the Bible. So it says psychological impact of polygamous marriage on women and children as a systemic review and meta-analysis. The psychological impact of polygamous marriage on women and children was relatively higher than monogamous marriages. This study also concluded that polygamous marriage plays a major role in the development of children, not only mentally, but also socially. Family functioning also has a major role in determining the outcome of polygamous impact on the population. So polygamous relationships have an impact on the society. That's what this is saying. Now, polygamy should be recognized as a particular risk factor for developing social problems in children. Thus, the proper education for families, more attention to the children's emotional and social needs is required to avoid this situation. So we have social issues with children, social issues. Okay. Next article. Psychological impact of polygamous marriage on women and children. Okay, this one is by BMC Pregnancy and Childbirth. And it says, the study found that women in polygamous marriages are at a high risk of low self-esteem, depression than women in monogamous relationships, and they enjoy less marital satisfaction and more problematic child relationships. And that's because they can't give all that attention to that child by themselves. They have to work, they have to do other things. So the children actually suffer by being in a polygamous relationship. Also, the women suffer because they have low self-esteem. And what do you see in the dating community right now? Women that have low self-esteem, they have to show all their body parts, and they're looking for validation from men. Once again, polygamy, all right? They also concluded that polygamous marriage plays a major role in development of children, not only mentally, but socially. Polygamy should be recognized as a particular risk factor for developing social problems. All right, another article saying the same thing. Now, this one right here, this one is from Belkin MD, Belkin Medical Journal. And they say the main reasons for multiple marriages reported by polygamous men in descending order were 1, decreased satisfaction of sexual desires by the wife, 2, falling in love with the second wife, and 62.9% of the men responded negatively to the question, would you recommend polygamy to other men as a lifestyle? So these men won't even recommend this to other men. They have a negative outlook on it, but they're engaging in this activity. And now remember, men, when you engage in this activity, because women are looking for leadership, this is the leadership that they have seen. So they're only doing what they see because that's what women do. Women are the helpmeets of the man, so they are to help you. And they have helped in the destruction of this company and the lack of safety in this country because we have fatherless homes now because of divorce and poor dating and poor mating, poor marriage choices. It also goes on to say that jealousy, emotional distress, and unhappiness are reoccurring themes that have negative effects on the lives of women and children. So once again, the Bible, you were seeing jealousy there. In the research, this is non-religious research. And what you're seeing in the non-religious research is that jealousy is an issue. That women do not like to share their men. And we've been telling women, oh, I'm a man, so I can do whatever I want to do. And then women have been saying, no, we don't want to share you. I want my own man. And it doesn't matter how much money you make, they still want just that one man. And they have a right to, because look at all the research. The research points to it. The Bible points to it. So women, if you're dealing with a guy that wants to be in polygamous relationship, understand that that's not the man that you want to be with. Those type of men. See, I advocate for men. I advocate for families. I advocate for function. But let me tell you something. When you're doing this kind of behavior, this is dishonorable. And it's dishonorable because it's actually impacting society in a negative way by virtue of leadership. That's how powerful our leadership is, man. That's how powerful it is. So we have to really watch what we do because we're having a lot of issues with criminality due to polygamous relationships. And now